mood, baby.
We in here, yeah, we in here. 'Cause we been
Y'all better get comfortable with saying black.
We in here, yeah, we in here.
Black versus the Board of Education.
'Cause we came here, rid of us now. We in here, yeah, we in here. 'Cause we came here, rid of us now. And you know that we won't ever go for you. 'Cause we been here.
That's why we are indeed a whole mood.
That's it.
It's Monday, and you know what that means. It's another episode of Black versus the Board of Education. Hello, hello, hello. My name is Miss Laureen, and I welcome you into this space. It is October 23rd, and I already got a sniffle in my ear. Jalen's over here chirping.
That AC just hit me.
Is that what it was?
It hit me on my forehead.
Okay, it hit him on the forehead. That's what's up. So today we're going to be kicking off our mindfulness series. This is part 1 of our mindfulness series. Keela, what is mindfulness?
Mindfulness is living in the present moment. So you definitely have to.
Yeah, you definitely have to get in the microphone. Go ahead.
But yeah, so you're living in the present moment. So basically being authentic and saying, like, I had it in my head. It was perfect.
Tag me in.
Boom.
Mindfulness has to deal with grounding yourself and not thinking about the past, not thinking about the future, because when you do that, you tend to cause anxiety and feel like anxious. But when you ground yourself, you're staying in the present moment, thinking about your breath, thinking about, hey, I'm alive.
Okay, so it's feeling things in the present moment. And today we're going to be talking about what's love got to do with it, right? A lot of times we're throwing around this word love, right? We have a very interesting, especially some of us has a very interesting definition of what love is. So just quickly, when you guys think of the word love, what comes to mind? Jalen? You know what? I done messed up. I didn't even let y'all introduce yourself. I'm just getting into the conversation because, you know, I'm just used to that. Go ahead and introduce yourself and then tell us your definition of love.
Hello, my name is Jalen. And my definition of love is more than like.
More than like.
Yeah.
Wow.
Nah, when I think of love, I think of unconditional.
Unconditional. Yeah. Okay. Keela.
So yeah, I'm Keela. Definitely agree. Unconditional. And like, I feel like you do certain things for certain people if you love them.
Adrian.
My name's Adrian. Yeah, both of what they said, I agree with.
Is that how you define love, though?
Yeah, I define it more by actions than what you say.
Okay.
I think showing your love is the best way to. I don't know.
You don't know.
Showing your love is the best way to be in love.
Okay, showing it. So, there's different types of love. You know, you guys have heard of that book, Love Languages.
Yes.
Okay, and I didn't look that one up, but I know like sometimes acts of service, which is what you say you show people, right?
Yeah.
Sometimes gifts, you know, is how you show your love to other people. Can you think of any other ones?
Words of affirmation.
Yeah,
words of affirmation.
That's
yes.
my love language for
sure.
Words of affirmation.
Is there one more? Two more.
Physical touch.
Physical touch.
Time.
And quality time.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not really too big on physical touch.
With those.
To be honest with you, that's not my love language. Like, stop touching me. Don't do that. I don't like it.
I thought that was mine, but it's not mine anymore.
That's not yours?
Nah, I thought it was, but it's not.
Okay. All right. So what is your love language?
I think it's words of affirmation.
Words of affirmation. So that means a lot to you when people say kind things, right?
Yeah.
What? And you said, no, what'd you say?
Mine's words of affirmation as well.
Okay.
Mine's, they like me twin.
So triplet? No.
Yeah.
Right. I'm like, dang.
I like me twin. Mine's words of affirmation and quality time.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm definitely words of affirmation. I think, you know, it's more than, it has to be what you say, but also what you do. So acts of service is another one of mine. So,
well,
go ahead.
Sorry, but like how I like to be is.
Wait, I was like, where's that music coming from? I hear Tina Turner. Hold on, I got you.
Are we taking a break?
Commercial.
Like we got commercial.
I was like, what?
We done got up. Yeah.
Okay, you were saying what?
Okay, so yeah, I think I need words of affirmation, but like my love language is like acts of services.
Okay.
So I like
So
to do things for others.
Gotcha.
right, that's
So
how I
you
express my
yourself.
love.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, so I asked my friend ChatGPT, just give me a definition of love, right?
Mm.
And they said love is a complex and multifaceted emotion that can be challenging to define precisely.
That's nice.
It often involves deep affection. You said more than like,
Yep,
yes.
absolutely.
Care and an emotional connection with someone or something. Love can manifest in various forms and intensities. So there are several different types of love, right?
Mhm.
There's romantic love, right? The
Mhm.
ones that they like to put in movies. That don't be the real
Right.
thing, but go ahead.
Right.
I have a
What?
question to that.
Yeah.
We don't have to answer it now, but do you believe in love at first sight?
Yeah, I'm been married, what, 16, 17 years. So yeah, I would say I do. Not let's be clear. That don't mean I like him all the time. And he probably don't like me.
So
But
the
I love
first
him.
time you seen him, you knew you loved him.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mm.
How
Okay.
about we met in December? We were boyfriend and girlfriend in February, married in June.
Okay.
Sheesh.
Yeah.
Yeah, they move fast.
Imagine
All
that.
right. All right.
They move fast.
So shut up. They move fast. When you know, you know. When you know, you know.
That's that. That was crazy.
So romantic love, then there's familial love,
Uh-huh.
the love between family members, such as the love between parents, children, or among siblings. There's platonic love that is non-sexual and non-romantic, often experienced in deep friendships. Then there's self-love, the love of acceptance of oneself, which is important for mental and emotional well-being. That's a big one. Then there's agape love. I heard both of y'all mention agape love,
I know that one.
what is it?
That is that's the deepest love that you can have, which is unconditional.
Unconditional love, often associated with selfless love and
Mhm.
compassion for others, regardless of their flaws and shortcomings.
Mhm.
Then there's spiritual love, related to one's faith or spiritual beliefs, often involving a connection between a higher power or the universe. I don't know nothing about that. I don't know nothing about no universal connections. I mean, I wasn't raised like that,
Right.
but to each his own. And then there's passionate love, an intense, overwhelming feeling of love that often is experienced in the early stages of romantic relationships.
Called out the honeymoon phase.
Yeah. So why do you think that is? Why do
Okay.
you think that passionate love is right in the early parts?
Because when you first meet somebody, you don't really. It takes about a couple months for you to see their true selves.
Because they be sending their representative.
Yeah,
Go
everybody
ahead.
can
Mhm.
everybody can hide who they really are for the first couple months, and then so you think everything's all sweet, bubbly, and then it
What
hits you.
happens? What happens?
That person that they were trying to cover up comes to light.
Based on what? What makes that person come to light?
Comfortability.
Oh, comfortability. What else? What do you think?
Time.
Ooh, yeah, time is yeah. I
Yeah.
think when people have to deal with challenging situations, that real person comes out because you start to see exactly what's been going on, kind of
Habits.
dormant.
Yeah.
Habits start to manifest.
Yeah.
What else happens over time?
I just
Girl, you in a whole relationship. What happens over time?
Yeah, that's what
I
I'm
don't know.
saying.
Like I feel like kind of like what everybody was saying. Like you feel comfortable, and then it's kind of like okay, well sometimes like I don't want to give. Like you know how like the whole percentage thing that everyone says like oh like 50-50?
Yeah.
Like I
Mhm.
don't believe in that. I feel like if I'm at a 70 and then he's at a 30, like okay, I gotta put through on that, like if that makes sense. But I feel like people don't respond to that well. Like a lot of people do want either equal or if not more.
Mm.
Okay.
So, how do different types of love impact our decisions and our actions in various aspects of our life?
Ooh. I think you put certain people on a pedestal
Mm.
depending on how you view them in your love. Because I think for most people, you'll say the hierarchy is God, family, friends, or significant other. So then that's already power. That's already a dynamic of love right there. So you're going to put your spiritual love first, familial love second, and then you'll put maybe for a lot of people.
Yeah.
I'm not saying everybody, but then you'll put your romantic or / platonic right there. So you're already doing a hierarchy right there.
Mm. Do you guys assume, because we read down a bunch of different types of love, do you guys assume that parents or your family is supposed to love you in a specific way? Or do you expect that they will love you in a specific way? And when they don't meet those expectations, does it change how you feel towards them?
Yeah, absolutely. I think everyone, or at least me speaking, I feel like I expect, especially people that have raised you, right? And it's
Mm-hmm.
like, oh, you're not showing me any of that. So I feel like I like kind of distance myself. And I feel
Mm-hmm.
like that's just in general, anyways, because I feel like if you're not putting in the effort, why should I?
Mm-hmm. So then is your love conditional?
Ooh. Ooh.
Because both of y'all just told me about unconditional love.
But
But
like,
do we have conditional love for specific people if they don't meet our
Absolutely.
okay? Talk to me.
Because for example, you can have family members that you might not really like that, but
Mm-hmm.
you can still love. You can love them, but not familially. Because when I think of familial love, I'm thinking mom, dad, sisters, and then you got cousins. There's some cousins you be like,
Mm.
they cool, they cool.
So, but you don't love them?
I love them maybe platonically. I probably put them on the same as my.
you're not helping me.
I probably put them on the same as my friends. You
Uh-huh.
know, like
Uh-huh.
I probably have some friends that I like more than my cousins.
Is that because you invest in the relationship more?
I think both sides do.
Oh, so you're saying on each end,
Yeah.
like that person and you.
Yeah.
What do you
So-
mean with your friendships?
I think you have certain people that will invest into that relationship that you have more than family will.
Mm. Why do you think that is?
Because I don't know. I think
Mm.
it varies from situation to situation. Maybe that might not be the way that you might feel love
Mm-hmm.
may not be the way that they show love. So you
Mhm.
might take it as a thing where they're not giving me what I need, so I can't really go to them and get what I need from as to feel like they care about me.
Mm. So I'm a challenge you though.
Okay.
I want you to go a little. I want you to process it because we're talking about mindfulness,
Mhm.
right? Are you assuming that they have the skills to love you the way you want to be loved?
Sometimes you do because you see that
I'm talking about you.
well, no, sometimes I do because
Okay.
I can see them do different things for other people.
Mm. So you're basing the way, but you're not taking into account the different type of relationship they may
Mhm.
have had.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
But you just all you can go like for me, all I can go off of what I see.
Yeah.
I see that you are acting this way towards this person, but then when I come around, it's a little different.
Mm-hmm.
So I know that you're capable of showing that, but you don't show that
Mm.
to me.
Okay.
So then I have to take a step back.
Understood.
What I was
Understood.
gonna say was, I feel like with parents, at least, like you have a certain expectation, right? Because they're your parents, and then I feel like as you get older, it's like, yeah, it's my mom, or like, yeah, that's my dad, but
Mhm.
like, they're not following the things that you see them as people now, right?
Mhm.
So it's like I feel like you know what you want in a person, regardless of who that person is, even on a higher pedestal or not, because you know how you want to be treated, and you know how you give love. And yeah, they might not have the skills
Mm-hmm.
or whatever, but I feel like as you're growing, you see people for that.
Yeah.
And like, yeah, at the end of the day, it's my mom or like that's my dad. I still love them, but I'm gonna be distant.
Mm. And so I'm gonna challenge you too. I'm going to because
Okay.
it's my job to do that, right?
Yes, ma'am.
So you're saying you now see your parents as people.
Yeah.
What did you see them as before?
Yeah, like not like not something extreme like God, but like like just definitely something that I wanted to be, because obviously I seen they had their stuff together or whatever,
Mm-hmm.
and it's like, yeah, they seem like very successful people. I have a lot of siblings, so I'm like, obviously they're happy, but then like you get
What's
older.
love got to do with that?
Yeah, like you know what I
Yeah.
mean. Like it's like you get older, you know what I
Yeah.
mean. You see different perspectives, you see different
Mm-hmm.
things going on within. So it's just as you get older, I feel like everything kind of changes.
Yeah, and as people are watching today, please feel free to chime in the chat. We love to read your comments, and we want to get you inside this conversation. We're talking about what's love got to do with it. This is our first episode of our mindfulness week. Mindfulness is just being present in the present moment and understanding the feelings and working through those feelings. And Adrian has been very, very quiet. So I'm gonna ask you. I'm gonna try to ask you what I asked them. How do different types of love impact decisions and actions in various aspects of your life?
In my life,
Yeah, in your life, how do you love people? Yeah, how does the ability that you have to love, how is that manifesting in your life?
I think the way I show love is really by acts of service.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not good at like communicating types of love, if that makes sense.
Okay. Because I'm gonna challenge you on that, but yeah. You're not good at communicating. Okay. Is why do you think? Because you honed in on communication, right? And this is a whole podcast, so
Why you feel
I
like-
challenge y'all to
Why do you
communicate.
feel like that?
So, talk to me about why you think it's a challenge for you to communicate things.
For me, it's like when I try, I cringe. It's
You
a cringy
cringe.
feeling.
Ooh,
Yeah.
like okay. Now, is this in platonic love? Is it in romantic love? Is it in your family relationships? Where do you find that cringe come in the most? Is it any type of love you're trying to show, or
I would say before it was family love. I feel like now it's more romantic.
okay?
Because before, like, I was only really able to say I love you to my mom in text.
Oh.
Like, once you say I love you, like, it made me cringe to say I love you back. Or
Oh.
like my grandparents are like, it just made me cringe. But now
Why you don't love them?
I do love them.
So why you cringing? Does it make you feel funny?
Yeah, it's just a weird feeling. And
How many times have people told you they loved you in your life?
my mom tells me she loves me every day.
And it's when she says it, do you cringe, or do you cringe at the thought of saying it back?
I don't anymore.
Okay. But when you did, is it responding to that?
It was responding. Yeah.
Okay. Is it based on what you saw in terms of, do you not feel the love, or did you not believe that it was true? Like, what was it that caused the cringe?
I just think I really wasn't used to it.
Mm-hmm.
Because really it would only be from my mom.
Mm-hmm.
So I really wasn't used to hearing that from other people. So when I wasn't used to saying it to other people.
Gotcha.
So I got good at saying it back to my mom because we just said it every day.
Okay. And the reason I'm asking, so I'll just be transparent too. So I grew up in a single parent household, Um, although I can tell my mom I love her, it's kind of weird, right? I just want to show her. I just want to show her. I don't want to get all,
That's how my siblings are.
But being that I grew up with my mom, when my dad would call and my dad would say things like "I love you," and I'm like, "Oh yeah, where you been?" Right?
Right.
And so I wouldn't always say it back because I realized I was harboring something against him for his absence. And so that's why I'm asking you. The reason you don't say it back, is that due to disappointment? Is that due to failure? Is it due to a disconnectedness? Like, what is it that we're talking about? Because I believe that sometimes parents don't realize the gravity of their decisions, right? In terms of being here or not being here. They don't realize the response the child will have, right? Or you may have parents who are in the home but disconnected, right? And your relationship is fragile or fragmented because, yeah, you're here, but I don't feel the love, right? And so I'm just trying to understand, because I understand a lot, because I know y'all. They don't know you guys.
Yeah.
So when you're talking about you were cringing, or you see your parents as people, because they've always been people.
Yeah.
They were just people coupled with your expectations of how they were going to love you. And the relationship changes once your children hit adulthood, right? So is it because of the expectations you had of people, and maybe people don't love you like your mom has loved you or has showed you love, and so that's why you feel weird when other people's like, what's your angle? Like, why are you telling me that, right? So I'm just wondering, and as you process what I'm saying, because I see y'all's brains moving.
I had
I got something for her too.
okay, so
Yeah.
because I was gonna say, how you were saying like your friends and almost like your cousins, like you have a different expectation for them.
Yeah.
I feel like that's kind of where I'm coming from with parents, right? Because I feel like I've done a lot of things for my friends and they've done a lot of things for me, and like, parents vice versa. But then, you know, I feel like as you get older and, you know, you go to college or like you do all that other stuff and like you kind of disconnect from your parents. At least that's what I did.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of like I didn't really ask them for things because I could do it anyways because I'm grown.
Mm-hmm.
So I didn't.
Yeah.
That's why I put the quotes.
Mm-hmm.
I put the quotes. But I'm like, I don't know. Like, I just think like, because not to put my personal life out there. But,
Well, I mean,
no,
that's how people are going to get to know you.
Say, so
right?
yeah, like I started like doing like adult things in high school. Like I got
What
a
is
job.
adult? What is
like,
adult
okay, so
things?
like I got a job, had to pay bills. I had to pay rent at 18. I was 18 in December, and I'm paying rent in high school. Yeah.
As soon as you hit 18.
As soon as I hit 18, like rap, like you know what I mean. So I feel like I got hit differently than some of my other siblings.
Now let me ask you something before you go to your other siblings. When you say you were paying rent, were you paying $100? Were you paying half the rent? Like, what was the expectation of you as someone who turned 18?
It's okay. So I know for a fact I was paying like $150, and then I paid my phone bill, and then basically, if my mom asked for groceries or something, I would do it.
Okay.
But that was just at 18. It started progressing as I got older. I moved out at 23.
Okay.
So I was paying a good amount of money plus my own bills. So like, you know, car insurance, car, you know, like stuff like that. So it's like, I feel like you hold people to that, but I feel like my friends, at least lately, or not lately, maybe like before, but they had a higher love connection for me rather than my parents because they were doing things for me that my parents would not do for me.
Now talk to me about that. Like what?
Like, I feel like at least like I don't talk to my dad about things because he's very closed-minded. He acts like he isn't, but he is. And then my mom, she's kind of not like affectionate, and I'm super affectionate. Like I feel like I just scream love. I don't know. So like we don't connect sometimes. So it's just there's a disconnect.
Gotcha.
So I have a question. Do you ever feel like with the growing up and you see people as people, do you ever feel anything like seeing other people's parenting styles? And be like,
I feel
not
like
even a jealous thing, but like,
see,
are you talking parenting styles, or are you talking about the relationship they currently have with their parents?
that one. Yeah.
Okay.
That was
so looking at other people and their relationships that they have with their parents, you're saying, do you ever get jealous or
kinda, yeah, jealous?
Okay.
Or,
growing up, no. I had a very good relationship with my parents. We were all very close, you know, and like I had siblings. There's 4 of us. So we were like always together, and like we were always connected through that. But then I feel like, like I said, as I got older, it's shifted because now there's grown people.
Ain't there 5 of y'all?
Yeah, but you know, I'm not counting myself.
You're not counting yourself. You said there was 4 of us.
Oh, well, my little brother's, you know.
But that's still 5.
Okay, 5.
Okay. I just wanted to know.
Little dude. Yeah, but like I said, I grew up with my sisters, and then my brother came around, so it was just like, you know. But yeah.
Let me and I understand your question. Let me go back to it.
okay.
But do you think that you and your siblings were treated differently?
Yes.
Why?
I couldn't tell you.
No, why do you think that?
Oh.
Only you can tell me.
Yeah. I don't know. I feel like I was supposed to be like an older sibling role because I'm a middle child. So like
me too.
Yeah. So I feel like it's always kind of like okay, I'm the older child, but like I'm
not that old.
Yeah. Like, you know, so it's like I always had like trouble kind of fitting which part I was. So then since I already had trouble, it's kind of like, okay, well, I'm gonna do what I want anyways. Sorry. That's what it was.
So you were the rebel child?
Yeah.
Okay. And so do you think because of the decision you made to do what you want, do you think that is why your relationship may be fractured now? Because for every action, there's a reaction and or a consequence.
Learn that in chemistry.
What?
You learn that in chemistry.
I want to say yes, but like at the same time, I feel like my older sister, like she definitely got away with a lot more things.
Well, the older ones always do.
But you know what I'm saying? So it's like I followed her because she's older, right? So I'm like,
I do. The younger ones do.
Stop.
Goodness.
No, now I'm experiencing that right now with my older brother. He's off the charts. But anyways,
I'm telling you, the youngest
he's
be
bugging.
getting
Right
the
now,
treatment
so like,
for real.
Oh
Talk about it.
gosh, here we go.
But yeah, I
Uh,
feel like since I had an older sister, I like, like looked up to her and I was doing things
that she was doing,
she was doing.
and you can't get away
And
with
I
it.
can't get away with it. But yet I have twin sisters or little twin sisters. So like they didn't really do anything. They was scary. But I mean, they successful. So I mean, maybe I should have been scary too.
Oh
fault.
Lord.
But so that's why I'm like, there was always kind of like that trouble of like fitting in for me.
Yeah.
Because it was like, okay, I'm not an older sibling, but like I am an older sibling. But like, okay, you're treating me like I'm
Mhm.
younger than the twins. And I didn't like that.
Oh, because they had to reel you in. You was doing too much, boo.
Yeah.
They
That's what I
little-
said.
They little
know.
bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, they little
But-
broed you.
They did.
They little
They
broed you.
little broed you.
but unintentional, you know what I
Yeah,
mean? Like
yeah.
I feel like my parents pushed that on them,
Yeah.
not them doing that to me.
Yeah.
But
Yeah. I know
yeah,
what
that's
you're
what I
saying.
realized as
Yeah.
I got older though. And I feel like that didn't really start happening until like 18, 19 anyways. It wasn't
Okay.
like high school I was doing crazy stuff.
So back to Jalen's question, and anybody can answer this. Anybody in the chat? I see we have quite a few of y'all watching today. Do you ever look at folks in their relationships with their parents and get jealous because you don't have that same relationship with your parents?
No, I'm not like, to be honest, and I don't know, I feel like Jalen's gonna disagree with me, but I'm not really like a jealous person.
I don't know you.
Yes, you do.
Oh, Jalen.
Anyways, I feel like he's gonna say something smart because that's Jalen. Y'all know that. But anyways,
not true.
so yeah, I feel like I didn't really get jealous. And like I said, as I was younger, I did have a very good relationship with them.
Mhm.
And I felt like my relationship was better than my parents. Or my relationship was better than
Your
my
siblings?
friends' parents.
Oh, your friends' parents.
Yeah, because I feel like I went to my friend's
And you're
house.
talking present day, right? You're
Talking
not
about
talking
anytime.
at any time.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah,
that was
no.
the question at any time.
And
Like,
even
Mm.
now, I'm kind of just like, it is what it is. Like, I don't really get jealous of things.
Mm.
It's not like I'm like, oh my God, I wish it was me. Like, no. I'm just kind of like, it is what it is. I'm gonna do my thing, and like they could do their thing, and we come together, and that's that.
Adrian, what do you think? Do you ever look at other people's relationships with their parents and find moments where you're
yeah, that's the thing.
jealous?
I don't think it's like a jealous thing. It's just like a moment like, man, I wish yeah.
my mom or dad
Like
were
that's
like
that's
that.
all I'm asking. Just
Yeah,
like
no,
I
I
wish.
did a lot of stuff with my parents,
Yeah.
Mhm.
like actively.
I don't think I ever got jealous. It was definitely like, because I'm thinking of this moment where I have a friend and I'm thinking his family dynamic.
Mhm.
I think it's like 3 siblings and he lives with his mom. And every time, like they say, I love you to each other every time they stop talking to each other. So like they're going to bed. I love you. I'm leaving. I love you.
Mhm.
They hang up off the phone. All right, I love you. And at first I thought it was weird. I'm like, why are you saying it that much? But as I noticed him doing it more and more, I'm like, maybe that's how like a good family is supposed to be, where
Mm.
they're able to communicate just their love, even if it's like something as is insignificant as just I'm going to the store, but I love you, like, because you never
Yeah.
know
Yeah.
what could happen.
Yeah. And I think growing up, I probably was a little envious, I'll be honest, especially of little girls with their dads. I always had this fantasy in my mind that I was going to be daddy's little girl, right? That dissipated over time, right? And I would look at girls with their dads and be like, dang. Or even present day, watching Brandon, with Jada as she
Yeah.
grew up. I'm like, man, that's what it's like to have a dad.
Yeah.
Man, I missed a lot, right? And so I don't know if that's considered jealousy, but I think reflecting on kind of missed moments,
Yeah.
what I think would have helped me develop better as a well-rounded person. I think that had I had my dad in my life, that I probably wouldn't have been really as reckless as I was in my teenage, early 20s. I would have thought more. I probably would have valued myself more. I would have, because I've always served people, but I think I would have had a different identity or a different way I interpreted myself when I looked in the mirror if the first man that was in my life validated that.
Yeah.
And those are the things that I think about, right?
Yeah.
And so when you ask that, what are you referring to, or what made that come up?
Just because like I had a moment probably maybe a couple years ago where I was with my friend, and every single time that we would go out, it was like it would be him, his dad, and his siblings. And it's like, dang,
I want that.
That's hard right there.
Yeah.
I like that. It just feels good just to have that presence of, the big homie is there with you. You
Oh,
know, the big homie is there with you, you know?
Yeah.
And it's just like, I was like, dang, this is nice.
Mhm.
And then in that moment, I was like, yeah, I wish that, you know, you like you said, you know, you have moments where you be like, man, I wish that we could have done this more when I was growing up,
right.
you know? And it's not even the fact of, I wish I was in his position. I just wish that I could have done more of this growing up.
With
Okay.
your own dad.
Mm-hmm. And
Gotcha.
that's just more so what it is, really.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that is an honest assessment,
Mhm.
right? And I think that sometimes when we're in a position to really reflect, right, and be mindful,
Mhm.
right, and really reflect about how and what shaped us into the individuals that we are, it's important that we kind of pick out those things that maybe challenged us as we were growing up. For those of you just joining us, we are talking about what's love got to do with it. This is the first part of our mindfulness series. And we look forward to just kind of delving in week by week as we go into different things. Because I'm trying to think, and I know we have a one for next week, but we're going to put rejection in as part of our mindfulness series because how we deal with that. And, you know, y'all don't cry on me.
Sorry, no
But
promises.
we're gonna talk about that. And so yeah, if you have a comment, hot water cornbread, we see you in the chat. If you have a comment, feel free to just let us know where you're at and how you're feeling, and if you know what your definition of love is and
Or
how
if you
you
have any
interpret
questions
it.
for
Yeah,
us.
questions are encouraged in this format. And saying that, I got a whole nother question. It says love is often associated with positive emotions, but can love also be a source of conflict or division?
Oh, yes.
Talk to me. What are we talking about?
Oh my goodness. Sometimes you think you in love and you ain't even in love, man. That's what really it comes down to. Cause like people be, my thing is this.
Uh-huh.
I don't understand the people be like, oh, happy 1 month, I love you. I really don't understand personally. I don't know if you can love somebody that fast.
I can.
I
You
said, I think
can?
you can.
100%.
Okay. I don't.
But women are more emotional.
Okay. Okay.
A lot of times, I mean, I can absolutely tell people that I love them, and you know, it's not a big deal for
But
me to say that. Like,
yeah. But is it like how they say that love you in the South? Or is it like how they say
well,
I
how
love you?
they say it in the South is really associated with hospitality
That's what I'm
too.
saying. So is it a
So
hospitality
it
thing?
may be a hospitality thing. It depends on who I'm talking to, right?
Okay. Okay.
So if I meet a family that we're serving, right, I can say I have love for that family or I love that family. In order to be able to do the things that we do in order to protect families,
Mhm.
you have to walk around with some type of love in you.
I'm talking more romantic love.
Um,
That
no,
was
no,
my
that's
thing.
lust.
See, that's what I think. That's my whole
That's
thing.
lust. When you first meet somebody, like,
Yeah.
come on now.
That's my thing.
I told that man I loved him, but I'm telling you, he was fine. Like I saw with my eyes, right?
Mhm.
And because you see with your eyes first, you something looks good to you, something is intriguing about you. I loved his voice, right?
Yeah.
So
Mhm.
he would talk, and he had. I mean, y'all hear him; he's hecka loud now, but you know, I thought it was something,
You
right?
said it was
And so
it.
it wasn't long before we said we loved each other.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's one thing to say it at the beginning and then find out all the flaws.
That's
Do you guys remember that song? And it's a Beyonce song, "Flaws and All." I don't know why you love me, and that's why I love you. You catch me when I fall. You set me flaws and all.
probably.
Yeah, that's my jam. That's my jam. Because when you grow up and you start to realize that life has a way of tearing you down.
Mhm.
And if you're not walking around in love, you will be consumed with bitterness and you will take out your anger on other people.
Mm-hmm.
So regardless of how people treat me, yes, I have my moments, you know, when I've had enough, but at the end of the day, I am love, right? I'm
Yeah.
a show love. I'm a come in here and I'm gonna give 120% every day, but that's not romantic love.
Yeah.
What type of love is that?
That sounds like agape.
Talk to me.
That sounds like agape because
That's
it's
right.
unconditional.
Mhm.
No matter what.
Regardless of how
Yeah.
I'm feeling,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have an obligation to love the people around me.
Mhm.
We may be the only type of love they get.
Right.
Yeah.
And we're gonna talk about how this we gonna morph into the educational system in a minute.
Oh.
Because I got some questions about that because we're gonna tie this all together. But when we're talking about love, it's more than just a word, it's more than just a thought or an emotion, right? How do we, excuse me, ooh, look at, how do we show love even though we don't feel lovable?
You just, I mean, it's cliche, but you gotta be nice to people. Really, I think that's.
Now think about the question I asked. How do you show love when you're not feeling lovable? When you don't feel loved yourself?
Oh, I
How
don't
can
know.
you show love?
Oh, yeah, I don't know.
Because you was about to give me an answer.
Yeah, but the question that I heard
Uh-huh.
was not the question that you asked.
Okay, tell me what you heard.
I don't even remember no
Oh,
more.
Lord.
Now
You
I'm
said
over
you
here.
gotta be nice.
Yeah,
Well, you do have to be nice,
Yeah,
right?
but how I be nice if I don't feel nice?
I don't know.
That's the question.
That's what I'm asking.
Yeah, that's hard.
I think like presence, like showing up still.
That's mindfulness. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like still being in there, like, yeah, you don't feel lovable, or like, say something happens. Like, I'm still here though.
Okay.
Like, I'm still, like, say if you are having issues, I'm still doing that every day with you. I'm
Mhm.
doing that with you.
Makes
still.
sense. Yeah.
So consistency.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's the only one I could think of.
But you
Really?
didn't think of that. Keela brought that up.
Keela's talking today.
Keela's talking.
She a chatty patty.
Ooh.
Listen. And the
So-
best out.
So you don't feel lovable.
Yeah.
How do you show love, Adrian?
I mean, can you even show love?
Can you?
Because I mean, like, if you don't feel like you can be loved, then I'm assuming that means you don't love yourself,
Mm.
which in turn means you really don't know how to show love to other people or give love to other people.
You spitting right now.
He said bars.
You're spitting right now. Oh, you're spitting.
Okay, I can dig it.
Yeah.
You don't feel lovable. I would imagine that's how some of our folks who are depressed feel.
Mm-hmm.
So what can you do to show those people love besides showing up, right? When I don't feel lovable, I'm gonna turn on some music and I might need just a good cry. You know what I mean? Because that's kind of some of the lies that, people tell us, or
Yeah.
those little voices in our mind tell us that we're not lovable.
Yeah.
And so I try to focus on things that communicate otherwise. Whether it's music, it could be a book. I'm really into, especially when I'm feeling a certain way, I'm gonna pick up a Bible. That's me. I will pick up I don't know. I like books. I like things that speak positive affirmations, right? Because that's my love language, right? And sometimes I just cry and I allow people to be there for me like I'm there for other people. Right? You're bad at that?
Yeah.
Why?
I don't let people in that easily.
Why?
I just don't.
It depends on who it is.
I feel like I said, I feel like especially like work, like let's talk about work. I feel like since I'm gonna be with everyone every day anyways, you have to kind of know. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But like I feel like outside like friends, I feel like I take precautions. Like I can
So does that
definitely-
mean you can't be your authentic self?
But like yeah, because I just tone it down. You know?
But why?
Because
I know you be talking to me.
I just
Bro,
no, you don't know me, right? Oh,
I forgot. I didn't know you. My fault. That's
Right.
me. I forgot.
Anyways.
Sorry, guys.
yeah, but yeah, I don't know. I just feel like not like everyone deserves that, but like I just don't want to.
I feel it.
Like that's just like I feel like if the opportunity presents itself, like something dramatic happens to me, and you so happen are right there, yeah, I'm gonna do what I got to do. You know what I mean? But like I'm not gonna go reach out to that person, or even if that person reaches out to me, I would say like the basics, but I wouldn't go in depth in how I feel. I journal.
Okay.
So like
journal.
I
Okay.
write and stuff. Or
So
like,
these are tools, right?
Yeah.
That people can use.
Yeah.
And that's why I'm asking you guys when you
Yeah.
don't feel that, because we
Yeah.
don't know who's listening, right?
right.
So what kind of tools would you give them if they're not? So I gave them the Bible. Everybody don't have to believe, but they have some really good stuff in there, especially in Proverbs. Go ahead
Yeah.
and look that up. And I use music,
Yeah.
right? So what type of tools or things do you think you have in your toolbox to process when you feel unlovable?
I call people.
You call people. Okay.
Yeah, I'm a big. I talk through my problems. Because when I have, actually, me talking through my problems makes me realize I have the answer.
Mm.
And it's just, do I want to fix that problem or not?
Mm.
Because like half the time when I'm just, I call my grandma all the time when I'm having a real problem. I'll call my grandma and she'll just sit there and just listen to me. And the whole time I'm while she's listening to me, I'm just bringing up new things. I'm like, oh yeah, and this happened, and this happened. And she'll be like, so what did we gather from all of this? And then I'll be like,
shout out to Shanner. Go
and
ahead.
I'll be like, yeah, okay, I know what to do.
Okay.
Yeah.
Prayer is also a good one. You said you do what?
Journaling.
You do journaling. What about you?
I like silence, so I'll sit
in
outside.
solitude.
Yeah, I'll go outside.
Do you meditate
Outside.
or you just sit in silence?
I just sit and think.
Okay.
Like if I can't go outside in my room, I'll turn on like white noise with my speaker,
Oh.
and I'll just lay and think, or I'll go outside, sitting out, think,
Okay.
just gather thoughts.
Not going outside in nature and
Taking
just
a walk?
sitting.
No.
No, but sitting in
Really?
nature is crazy.
I heard.
I'll sit by some water.
I heard that like
Just
if you like
sitting in nature.
ground yourself
Yeah.
like barefoot.
Oh yeah, I ain't doing none of that though.
I'm just saying, like I
Oh.
heard that really like
No, I
helps
heard that too.
because you're grounded, like you're literally within.
Yeah, you in the dirt.
Well, we
You
have
in
a
the dirt.
question in the chat. It says, should you love others who hurt you? Parents, siblings, friends, relatives.
Ooh, should you?
I feel like that's how you have to grow. Like you kind of.
Well, I can love you and stay the hell away from you.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
How about
like,
that?
Yeah.
I don't know though.
Yeah. Because I have to make sure that, one, if you're not sorry about hurting me, you do not get access to me. That's period. If it's something that can be fixed, I'm a really big proponent in allowing or releasing people so that I don't have that on my conscience. Yeah, some people call it forgiveness. I don't need that on my conscience. That does not mean I do blanket forgiveness, because I don't know if I subscribe to all that. What I will do is release people and you can stay away from me. That's the best way for us to move forward, regardless of if you're in my family or not.
Is that love?
Yes, it is love. Because if I allow you around me and you're not sorry for hurting me, we may go at it. So in order to maintain my self awareness and my self regulation, you have to stay away from me. And I have to stay away from you. That does not mean that we can't be in the same vicinity of one, like say a family party or whatever. And I'll be cordial, but we will not have a relationship moving forward. And I'm okay with that.
But you still love them.
I do, from a distance. Absolutely.
I don't know, because
You don't know what?
that doesn't sound like love. It just sounds like
Uh-huh.
you just okay with them.
No, if they're toxic, why do they need to be in my vicinity?
I know, but that's,
I love
you're
you
toxic,
enough
why
to
do you-
let you go over there and bother somebody else.
But you said. So what did you say about forgiveness? Like you
no
don't,
blanket forgiveness, but you will release them and let them do what
So
they need
like,
to do.
some people have a very toxic way that they interpret forgiveness. That means I can keep doing things to you
Yeah.
and you just a punk and I'm just going to keep sunning you
Yeah.
Yeah.
and you're supposed to forgive that.
Yeah.
What I can do is I can remove myself from that situation and you go bother somebody else.
Like that's kind of like acceptance.
Is it?
No.
No, not like forgiveness, but I'm saying like what you just said, like that. I feel like that's
When
acceptance.
people show you who they are, believe them.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, you just gotta accept the fact that that's what they did and like whatever. Keep
I
pushing.
feel like that's more like though.
Really?
Personally,
You feel what now?
I don't think that's love.
You
How
think that's
not?
like
What's not love?
I don't even think it's like. It's just like, because like I don't
Well,
know.
how do you know you love someone?
How do I know that I love somebody?
Mhm.
If I care for them.
Uh-huh.
Right.
So I can care from you from a distance because putting
Okay.
you in my vicinity, you chose to disrespect or harm me, right? So does
like, do
love
you
mean you
care?
have to accept everything that everybody gives you?
I don't know.
You don't know? I mean, that's agape love, right?
Yeah.
Unconditional.
Yeah.
I didn't say I had unconditional love for that particular person.
Right. That's what I said.
And that doesn't mean it was conditional, but how many times do you allow somebody to violate your boundaries?
One.
Right?
One.
That doesn't mean you don't love them. That just means you're a habitual line stepper, and I'm just not. My line is going to be drawn way over there now.
I have a question. Do you feel like you have to love your family members?
I feel like it's
I
like,
think there's an expectation
ooh,
of that.
yeah.
Some
Okay.
people are not lovable. To be perfectly honest, like there are some people who have kept family secrets, knowing that certain family members do certain things that are not okay.
Yeah.
You know, sometimes they call him the little crazy uncle in the addict, or, you know, oh, he's just that way. No, you do not have to accept people's toxicity. That does not mean you don't love them or have love for them. But some people just, I don't know. I can't allow, as I grow up and I get older and I got a lot of years on y'all. We don't have to equate abuse with love.
Mhm.
If you're abusive, I can love you from over there. Like I can't do that and still be okay as a person.
I don't know.
But do you have to love them at all?
Well, we're commanded to love one another. I mean, it depends on how you, who you believe in, how you believe, and what you want to do.
Okay.
Again, for God so loved the world, right? He knew some of y'all was gonna be tripping, but that don't mean
Okay.
he doesn't leave the door open to
Mhm.
forgive,
Okay.
to put those relationships right again. But that's a two parties thing.
Yeah.
Like I can't say, okay, our relationship is straight, and then you like, yeah, no.
That's a
Mm-mm.
fact. Yeah.
So I
Okay.
think that we're responsible for what we do, and those people have to be responsible for what they do.
Okay.
Because we have to acknowledge that there's bitterness, jealousy, envy, and all these other things at work. There's some people who look at you and be like, I don't like the fact that he drives what he drives. He thinks he's better than me.
Don't put that out there.
I didn't say what you drive.
Cut it from the box.
But there's some people,
Yeah.
I can just about imagine you went to school and say, oh, she's light skinned. She thinks she's better than everybody.
Oh, me?
Hey, light bright.
Uh-huh.
Yeah,
You.
no, 100%.
And you
Everybody
tall.
saying,
That means you must play basketball. That's all you good at, huh? If he played basketball and that's all he good, oh, he think he the man. All the girls want him.
Shout out Rolling Hills, man.
Don't put my school out there. BMW.
What'd you say? Oh, so you want to play
Put my middle school out there.
Y'all so
Shout out Rolling
crazy.
Hills.
Anyway, but again, we have an obligation to be who we are, and we have to allow people the space and the latitude to be who they are, right? That does not mean we have to accept disrespect. That does not mean that we have to accept abuse or any of those other things that would not be conducive to who we are trying to grow to as a person. And I know I said we're going to transition to some other stuff, but we run out of time. Okay, hold on. How do you define love in the context of education, and how might it impact the experiences of Black students in particular?
I need you to repeat that.
Okay. How do you personally define love in the context of education, and how might it impact the experiences of Black students in particular?
that's a loaded question.
It is a loaded question. Y'all want me to start?
Yes.
I tried to
Please
close
do.
my eyes.
Okay.
I
Okay.
closed my eyes so I could hear you.
Like I hear you.
No, I had to close
but
my
I don't.
eyes.
No, the thing about it, I hear her, but I don't hear her.
No,
like,
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
I need you to
Well,
start.
well,
yeah.
Like I read it.
So, yeah, it's this one right here. It's this one right here. And it says, how do I define love in the
Right.
context of education, right?
Right.
What
Gotcha.
I know about Black students in Black families, we're very, very relational. We go into school environments thinking that people would handle us the way that our families handle us, or our friends, or whoever our kin group is, right? And we go into these environments where people do not have the same upbringing, the same family structure that we grew up in. And we expect them to respond like our family would. And they're devoid of that emotion most times. And so what you're seeing on these school campuses is our babies, and I literally mean babies because right now we're dealing with a couple of cases with kindergartners. They're coming into a school structure They're expecting that they will still be able to be treated as the baby because they're babies. And they're being met with suspension and expulsion because the people don't believe, one, that they are telling the truth, two, that they experience pain on the level of other children, and three, that they need to be handled with care, compassion, and concern. And so, as I'm looking at it, in terms of education, education is devoid of love. They do not consider their students. They do not care for their students, especially if they don't look like them.
I can speak for me. Before I got here, I never knew that it was this many problems because I never really had any problems growing up because all of my teachers, like all the teachers most of the teachers that I had really took me under their wing and was like really nurturing for me. I can almost think of every single school that I've gone to, and I can pick out one or two teachers. What?
I'm just thinking about one of the first complaints I got from you or your mama.
But that was different. She didn't like me. That was she didn't like. See, when I was talking, she didn't. I don't think she liked me because it was a lot of us in her class, and
a lot of us what
athletes in her class, and we was turned. But yeah, I think for me personally, the care that the teacher showed me, and not seeing that. Like teachers now show that same type of care. It's before I got here, I didn't know. I thought that was something that everybody was like getting, but now it's like this is alarming.
Yeah,
because it's like I had teachers. I had a teacher that I had in 7th grade. He came to my 18th birthday. So it's like, and he still reaches out to me.
So is it that the teachers are different nowadays, like present day?
I don't know. Because it's like,
because I'm with you.
Yeah.
I didn't experience very many issues growing up in school. I went to Cordova Villa, went to Mills, went to Kit Carson, went back to Mills, graduated, went to Cordova, then came out here to Valley High School where I graduated. I had a plethora of teachers who showed me love. Two in particular, Miss Giles. I know her name is Miss Evans now, but whatever. I don't call her that. I call her Miss Giles because that's who we knew her as. And Miss Lundahl, who actually passed last year. We were in contact on Facebook. When I tell you that they exhibited care, compassion, concern, encouragement, I'm not seeing a lot of that nowadays. And you're right. It's alarming. At this time,
because I had teachers that would be like, "Oh yeah, don't be in this class. You need to go to the other. You need to be in a higher class."
Because they know that some teachers are problematic.
Yeah,
but they know that you're capable of more.
They'd be like, "No, this is too easy for you. You need to go do that." And like now, it's like teachers are the backwards. Oh, you don't know that problem. You need to go into other math. You need to go into lower math. It's like.
So you think some regression happened?
Yes, it feels like it to me because I'm like, I've never seen this many problems growing up.
Wow. You have an opinion?
Kind
Get
of.
in the microphone, love.
Kind of. I'm kind of agreeing with you. I never really had like issues with teachers, but like, I think working here definitely. Like,
surprise! No,
I don't know. It's scary.
Yeah.
And it's just like, I don't know. It's just a lot. And yeah, it's alarming, scary, it's sad because it's just like, it's like they're babies, and then it's just like, they're not even getting treated like that. Yeah. So it's just like, how are you supposed to categorize them?
Right. Adrian?
For me, I never had any particular problems with teachers. But I will say the only teacher that I've had that's shown me like care, compassion, and what I think is love was my 6th grade teacher. And she's the only Black teacher I've ever had. And reason I say that is because I look back on how she taught me, and that was back when I was still at MOK and I didn't move to Rolling Hills, which is predominantly white. So I look back to how she treated me versus how Rolling Hills treated me. And
was it drastically different?
It was different in the sense of when my grades were falling, she'd come and talk to me. She'd ask me what's going on, and she'd try to help me. When my grades were falling Rolling Hills, it's, okay, what are you doing?
Mm-hmm.
It's
Did they try to put you in special ed?
no,
I got
Mhm.
in that.
Good.
they weren't
Huh?
that bad.
I was in learning center for like 3 years in elementary school, but it was
Mm.
just because behind. But
Mm.
yeah,
They did that
Well, I'm
too.
glad to hear that they didn't
Yeah.
put you in,
They
I would
did
get
that.
detention.
because we're seeing that a lot nowadays
Oh.
too, especially with our preschoolers being
Mhm.
identified as emotionally disturbed
Man, I
That's
had so
crazy.
many.
for kid-like behaviors.
When I was in elementary school, I had so many friends that was in the little special ed classes that I never even knew that they were special ed classes.
Yeah, they don't
I
make
just
it seem
knew
like it is.
Mm.
because at my school we had 20 classrooms, and if you was in the grade that you're supposed to be in, it was either 17 or 18.
Mhm.
There was some people over there in the other class. I'm like, why y'all in the other class? I never really asked because I didn't really care. Because I mean, I didn't know no better. I
Yeah.
just knew I was focused on, all right, I got to get these A's.
Mm.
But and I see y'all when we playing basketball.
Mm.
That's all I was thinking about as a kid. But then, like now, growing up and coming into this space, I'm like, them kids was really in there, and they probably didn't even deserve to be in there.
Mm.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
you kind of just like had a memory unlock
Yeah.
on me because like there was this kid, it was this black kid, and he was like the tallest in our class always. And then like he was in learning center or whatever, and he was gone all day.
Mhm.
And I think he went to some HBCU and he just graduated this year. But
Well, shout out to him.
but
What's
I'm
his
just like
name?
now like looking back, I'm like, whoa,
What's
that's
his
kinda,
name?
Steven.
Devin?
Steven.
Steven.
That's
Yeah.
Stefan.
Steven.
Shout out to Steven.
Yeah.
That's what's
So,
up. And I know we're running out of time, but I really have to get this one last question in. I don't know who put that link in that chat. I don't know what that is.
don't do links out here.
Anyway, um, love is associated. Was that the one I wanted to do? No. How can love be a source of motivation for Black youth when it comes to their academic and personal development?
A source of what?
A
Encouragement.
source of motivation for
Oh,
Black youth when it comes to their academic and personal development.
I can speak for me growing up.
Go ahead.
When I got A's,
Mm-hmm.
I got a lot of love. So I kept wanting to get A's so I can get that love.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, that's pretty much it.
So I think what you said is that you like the incentives for achieving. Is that what?
Yeah, and
the
then the good,
A's,
like the
because
good
you got a lot of
job.
love.
Yeah, the good job. Oh, yeah.
Okay.
I think
Love
like
is motivation for academic success.
yeah. I think like opportunities, I guess. Like so say like if you do get like good grades, you get to do this.
Mm-hmm. So incentives.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I think it's pretty much what they said. Just wanting to hear that you're doing good
Mm-hmm.
and
Mhm.
looking forward to making whoever you're getting that love from proud.
And I think I know the question that you're asking now that I thought about it again.
Okay. Give me an
So
answer.
I think what you're trying to get, the answer that you're trying to get is when you feel like a teacher loves you, then
Mhm.
you will tend to perform better because you will want, because they give you that care and they actually take their time to try to teach you the certain things that you need to know. When
Mhm.
you feel like a teacher doesn't care, then you'll be like, oh, I don't care then, because it's like she doesn't care about me. Why would I care about myself?
Yeah. And I agree with that. I agree with incentivizing certain things. What I would say is, how can love be a source? First of all, we have to understand that we're in school for us and not for everybody around us. We have to carry ourselves as if we not only value ourselves, but we value other people around us. That means I'm not trying to put my hands on you. I'm not trying to fight with you. I'm not even trying to use my mouth to harm you in terms of gossip and all that other foolishness, right? Another way that we can use love, because self-love has to be at the top, right? I'm there because I earned my place here. Nobody gave it to me and nobody's going to give me anything. So how we interpret self-love, that's cool. How we value other people around us, that's cool, whether it be platonically, romantically, when you start dating and whatnot. But always make sure that whatever relationship you're hooking yourself into, it's not one that is going to diminish your self-love, because it doesn't matter how many people you're in a relationship with if you can't look at yourself and think yourself worthy of certain things. When it comes to academic success, you're absolutely right. If I do not feel my teacher has any care, compassion, or concern for me, it's going to be very, very hard for me to exist in that. And I hate when people use the word resilience. Children should not have to survive their childhood to be in your freaking class. It should not happen. We should be able to understand that children have different learning phases that they're going to go through, and that we should develop our toolbox as adults to be able to usher them through there so that they don't have to talk about how they survived in your environment, but how they thrived instead.
I'm going through that right now with this teacher. He don't email me back.
He don't email you back.
I emailed that man 8 times. I still
Not
got no
8.
email him back.
Who's his department chair?
Africana Studies.
Who is the person over Africana Studies?
I don't know.
Okay, I'm gonna need you to look them up. Send another email and said, maybe this teacher is not available. However, can you point me to somebody who will be able to answer these questions?
It's just so sad how teachers don't want to be teachers.
Yeah.
Come on now. And then he gonna put in the email, or not an email, the class
Look,
announcement.
you feeling some type of way.
Man, because the dude in the class announcements, he gonna be like, "Oh yeah, I get your emails, but if it's a FAQ, I'm not gonna respond."
Is it a frequently asked question?
I don't think so, because that's
did you read
it? I did.
We're gonna work on that, Jalen. So listen, we done ran out of time for today. How do we understand love? I think you have to look at the different types, become familiar with them, read books like we've talked about the 5 love languages. We've talked about the different types of love. And once you get an understanding of the different factions, the complexities, the different iterations of love, and then you can figure out how you want to walk in that.
And compartmentalize them.
Yeah, and compartmentalize them, because everybody will manifest differently. Yeah. So there's not one right answer to understanding love. Nobody here is a love guru. We're just dissecting certain things. You know, he's definitely not
at all.
Wow, he over here.
Goodness.
At all.
Like,
ouch.
Wow. Anyway, so we're gonna get out of here. We're gonna check you guys out next week. What are we talking about next week, Evan? Oh Lord, it's dead air. Let's see. So we're talking about something. We'll do part 2 of our mindfulness series. So make sure you check us out next week, right here on Monday, 4:30 PST. Right here, we are Black versus the Board of Education. We're gonna hit y'all with this peace sign and pop up out of here. See y'all next week. Peace.